Hey guys, welcome to Biking with J Dog King Hefner. I have went live on this channel very rarely. Uh, but I was supposed to make it to the Tour Divide, the 2026 Tour Divide race this year. And honestly, just a little bit about me for all the new people that may be tuning in. I did actually do the 2024 Tour Divide race, and my race actually stopped about 50 miles outside of Butte in this little town called Wise River. And I've been trying to get back ever since. Just a little bit about me before we get started. And I'm just like many of you out there. I'm just geeking out over the Tour Divide, wishing I was there, but and following all the dots and wishing people well. And it's a good guy named Josh Ibbett. He does coverage on this, not trying to really step on his toes. He does things that I can't do. He breaking down all type of stats and things of that nature, and I won't be taking that angle with my live stream. And then another guy that I've seen on the Tour Divide, I seen him actually do a couple of shows. Didn't look at it. My good guy Through Rider. So those are other resources for people to look at amongst the other things to look at for the Tour Divide. And I'll probably check out some of Through Rider stuff myself, but I didn't look at him because I don't know what type of style he has, and I don't want to be influenced by him at all. But like I say, Josh Ibbett, he does a lot of stats and things of that nature. But for me, I'm going to come at this thing from a pure emotional standpoint and try to sort of cover a wide range of people on this Tour Divide race. So with all that said, thank you for being here. And I'm not going to make this a very long stream. Let's go ahead and get the Tour Divide. I think I took it out. Here it is right here. I'm sorry, guys. I hadn't done this in a while. A little slow on the trigger here. Oh, no, don't tell me I got rid of. I know I did. Okay. Right. So let me make sure this looks good. Put myself up on the screen with you guys. Perfect. So yeah, man, I'm geeked up. The Tour Divide started Friday, and if I look at the leaderboard right now, they're 2 days and 10 hours into the race, 4 minutes 40 seconds as we speak. And man, they came out the gates hot. They came out the gates smoking hot. Honestly, just to show you guys, this is the leader, Victor Bosini. And everybody probably knows that, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But this guy, he actually started the race like 20 minutes late, and he came out and caught up with the leaders. And at the time, my guy right here, Xavier Chiriboga, the farmer, he was the one who was really coming out the gates hot. And I was watching Bosini, and him and Chiriboga was going let me see, I want to say his name right. Chiriboga, they were going back and forth. It seemed like every time they got on some type of single track, Bosini would take him over. But when they got on Coco Claims, let me see if I'm saying his name right. Is it Bosini or Bosoni? Oh, Bosoni. When they got on Coco Claims, Bosoni went crazy. I mean, he just took off on everybody. He darted down the Fernie in no time flat. He beat everybody there about 20, 30 miles at least. And he didn't stay. He got the hell out of there. And I was trying to tell my mother, I'm like, man, and I'm not going to stay on these leaders very long, to be honest. But I was trying to tell my mother, Mom, you don't understand what this guy just did. I mean, Jim Perley did it last year, but still, it's ridiculous. When you start your Tour Divide, man, I'm a rookie. I'm not some guy that's been mountain biking for years and all this, and I just slipped into the racing scene, chasing the dreams, and these guys have it in their blood, right? But when you come out on the Tour Divide, you're going to come across this monster single track and all of this other stuff, and amongst all the other things you're going to face, the elevation, getting used to the mountains. By the time you come to Coco Claims at the 100-mile mark, it can be a damn slaughterhouse on the body, right? You come out of Coco Claims, and then people always say, "Oh, it's a straight shot out of Coco Claims." No, what the hell it ain't. I will say it's not the worst stretch, but it's some elevation on that damn stretch to get to Fernie after you get out of Coco Claims. It's a couple of nice elevations, and not only that, if it's wet at all, let me tell you, for all the rookies who don't know, that damn descent into Fernie, it may not be rocky, but let it get muddy. It's complete hell going down into Fernie. So after all of that, you know, you're gonna be probably looking to bed down at least for that first night. And even if you go past Fernie, a lot of people look to bivvy down somewhere past Fernie, which to me, I don't even understand that, getting those extra miles. I'd rather get a bed myself. But with all that said, to have the mentality to keep going. So I saw Victor Bolsoni do that the first night. I said, this dude is on some other stuff. So he went past and he ended up going all the way to the U.S. border first night. I don't want to bore you guys because you've heard all of this. But this little crew right here of Alex McCormick, Angus Young, Lawrence Ten Dam, David Sean, and where my guy? I guess, oh yeah, Miko Kanu to put himself in the conversation now, but he wasn't in it at first. But Chiriboga, you know, he was up there with the rest of those guys. But these guys have been sort of battling it out from the beginning, and pretty much all the guys I just mentioned, they actually went a little further than Fernie. You know, they didn't stay in Fernie. They went a little further than Fernie. They didn't go all the way to the border. They camped out. But these guys are on an unreal pace right here. The guys I just mentioned. And it's crazy because they're all getting smoked by Bolsoni. But I'm done with them for a second. To me, I looked over the map, right? And you go back all the way to this guy, Daniel Perotti. Let me see how much further you can go back. I say, who is that? Yep, Karen Pocock. I say that's probably the true lead pack right there. Those are all the people that are at 400 miles or above. From Karen Pocock all the way to Victor Bolsoni, right? So Bolsoni is smoking the men, but it's a great pack of lions chasing him. And Josh Ibbett did say something about this, about how, you know, it's a long race and people can catch up. They could. We're going to see how if Bolsoni, so to speak, Bolsoni, let me say it right. We're going to see if he can hold on and keep that distance like Jim Purley did last year. But these pack of dogs, believe me, there are, if he give them any room, they're going to be on his ass. Excuse my language. But what I'm really intrigued by is a girl that I'm such a big fan of, and Megan Hackett. And I'm biased because I've spoken to her because she's such a sweet, caring individual. I don't know her on a personal level, but I have spoken to her online. Just the sweetest woman you ever want to meet. But if you ever seen a picture of Megan Hackett, and her legs are like damn tree trunks, man. I'm talking about, I told her, I said, I felt like I was born a cycle, but I found out about all this so late in life, you know, not to say so late in life, but so late in my journey through life. You know, I wish I could have found it earlier, but I feel like I was destined to cycle, but I feel like Megan Hackett was made to cycle. I mean, I don't get tired, but the legs on this damn woman are unbelievable, right? And she won it in 2024 when I raced. And Megan, she ended up the second day, she went all the way from Fernie to Columbia Falls. I mean, that is completely ridiculous. You know, she got to Eureka like midday or something, 1 or 2 that evening, and I knew she wasn't going to stop at the U.S. border. And for her to get all the way past Whitefish, you know, that was just a hellified push for her. And I brought all that up to say is I'm so intrigued by the women racers and that race right now. And the truth be told, it's a blowout, so to speak, just like the male racers are. So I took all the male racers off the track for a second, right? And so if you see Megan, the next person back, which is Karen Pocock, she was like at the back of the first herd of people, because remember I cut it off at everybody that said 400 miles and above. So the woman that's the last, or the person that's the last in the first group of people, is the second woman, and she's at the 400-mile mark, and Megan Hakkinen is at 509. So it's a 100-mile gap. But with all that said, I'm still impressed with Karen Pocock. She's balling as well. The second day, if I'm not mistaken, her and the beautiful, and I call her beautiful, Alyssa Secreto, only because I got a little experience with that woman, but they both made it to Friday the first night as well, much later than Megan, and they left later. But the next day, they only got to the border in which is right past the border in Eureka, Montana, and that's a little bit more of a. It's still superhuman to do that, to get there in 2 days. Because I was a pitiful racer, man. I blamed the bike, and it was me. It was maybe my gear choice, maybe the way I had the bike set up, but it was a lot to do with myself, right? Just being an inexperienced person. These people are superhuman. Karen Pocock and Alyssa Secreto, they're far back from Megan Hakkinen and the absolute leaders of the race, but they got to the border in 2 days. When I raced in 2024, I got to the border on my 4th day. I mean, it was completely a terrible performance. So I'm still so impressed with these women. And last night, let me see. Hold on, where they at? Let me see what's happening. Okay, so it looks like Secreto is in Columbia Falls right now, and it's 5:14 p.m. I'm wondering, is she going to keep pushing? It looks like she's at 0.2 miles per hour. She may call it quits, take her early rest for the night. And Pocock looks like she's still rolling at 9 miles per hour. Let me update it right quick. Yeah, Pocock is still rolling at 9.8 miles per hour, 404 miles at this moment. And let me see Alyssa Secreto. It looks like she's going to probably stay. Yes. She looks like she's probably going to stay in Columbia Falls. I'm trying to see. I think Smith's, that may be a grocery store. Maybe she's just stopping at a resupply. But for me, where she is right now, it's about 5:15 p.m. Most riders would say, hey, man, it's early. I don't want to stop until it's like, if people want to camp, they might want to stop around 8 o'clock. Because let me tell you, at 9:30 in the mountains, it's going to get jet black. I didn't do no camping myself, but unless you're looking to push on, you better be looking to camp around 8 o'clock, right? So let's give her 4 more hours of riding time. She could opt for a rest here and a early start in the wee hours of the morning. Where is she at? Columbia Falls. Let me tell you something. It ain't nothing after you leave Whitefish for a while, till you get to Holland Lake. It's a campground, or you can go ahead and push on the Cedar Lake, which is much further down the way, but it's not dumb to go ahead and take a rest where Alyssa Secreto is. But I don't want to stay on her too long, but I do want to say why I have an affection for her is because if you look at my Tour Divide video called A Beautiful Disaster, at one point earlier on in the race, I say a girl passed me and she was like a superhero. And all I saw was just a glimpse of her. And she looked, I can't lie, her silhouette was beautiful. And I didn't know who it was until the race was over with. But it was Alyssa Secreto. That girl was flying. And she was nowhere near the top people. She had a great finish. She finished with like 20, I think under 25 days or so, which was a great finish last in 2024. But for her to be in the top 3 after 2 years, because I've seen she done a few races since she left. I have done no race, and I've been honestly, I came home broke, working, trying to save money. I've honestly been just training on my own, but no races. But Alyssa has actually done good in a couple of races, and I think she won a race. But for her to come back, and I don't care how far back she is of Megan Hackett, but for her to come back and be in a podium position, I don't care if it is early in the race. I'm so proud of this woman, so proud of her. But following her up is a woman named Torin Lagman. I think Josh said she had some type of professional road experience, but she's pulling up right behind her. It looks like she's taking up a little bedding. I don't know, they're like a grocery store as well. I don't know if she's going to stay in Whitefish or she's just resupplying, but I would advise both of them. Go and get you a good 5 hours of sleep and get up early in the night, Looking at the rest of the women, I'm just going to round it out right quick since I'm looking at it. You got Tanya Hackett way back here at 321 miles. I'm just so intrigued with the women. They fighting. You got Leah Goldstein around 306 mile mark. So that's a bit after the border. Wonder what she's doing. She stopped. Now she's still pushing right now at 12 miles per hour. Let me refresh you. And like I said, I don't want to stay on this act like I'm a master at this, because I'm not. I'm just having a little fun, and I'm just being a nerd about watching this race myself. Okay. All right. So U.S. border, we got Jackie Chastain. Is she going to spend the night there? She actually moving. I guess these people might, look to bivvy down. Because like I say, it's still early in the day. It's only 5 o'clock. If you're an actual racer, I know me, I'd be looking like, man, I got 4 more hours to roll. But it really depends on the timing, man, because like I say, you ain't finna get to anywhere significant after you pass Eureka in 4 hours before it get nighttime. So unless you're talking about riding all night like I did, it sort of makes sense to go and get you a little rest, and move out early in the morning. But this girl, she ain't moving. Let me see. And she's sort of off the road. Yeah, she probably sank her in right there. So she probably done for the day. But, man, I got to go back further. Jackie Chastain, I know she happy to be coming up on the border. I got to go back further to go to U.S. border there. We got Onigiri. She looked like she get ready to make that last mountain pass about right here. And I promise you, that's a hellified descent coming into the U.S. border. I forgot the name of that pass. I think it's Galton Pass right there. Behind her, you got Sarah. You got Sarah Conife and Paula Simmerly. I'm messing these names all the way up. Rachel Fox coming around the bend. I think Rachel is somewhere around where the wall is. The wall is somewhere around here. It's somewhere right around here. I'm not like I said, master of the map, but I'm going by feel. I remember where I was. But man, I'm gonna tell you a girl I'm a bit I don't want to say disappointed in, because the divide is just a challenging race, but Giselle Napalello, or it could be Napaleo. She's going 3.9 miles at 234.5 mile route. And I know she's only 28 miles from the border. I know she's headed right for Eureka. She's going to camp and get there tonight. Maybe all these girls that's ahead of her are going to get to the border tonight. I'm hoping they do. There's no sense in stopping at that point where they are. But as far as Giselle, I want to tell a story about her. Man, on my first divide, she was doing the sing in 2024. I think that was her first year. She was riding single speed. And I can't lie. I remember when we got to Coco Claims, I was around her a couple of times. And, man, she was sort of navigating some of those descents on Coco Claims. And I was like, damn, I can't believe she's doing this. We ended up at the U.S. border around the same time. I was terrible. And she was sort of I think sort of more carefree than me, right? She was sort of taking a rest day on purpose, and I was trying to push on, and she still was damn near right with me. But make a long story short, she came back last year, and she didn't do much better than she did the year before. I think she scratched or whatever again at some point. I don't think she got to Butte. She didn't get much further. And so I was really looking for her when I saw her name this year to be a lot more impressive, because it takes a lot to get to the starting line, you know, of this race. That's why I'm not there. I didn't have the health or the finances, and you need both. But what I'm saying is I wasn't expecting her to be hanging with Megan Hackett, and I'm not saying that, but I don't know sort of what's going on. Maybe in her mind, she's still taking a leisurely approach to it, because she was telling me about how she was going to try to really race this route. So I don't know what happened, but I know she got at the gates really slow. But I'm rooting for her and all the women. And you got Sarah Dottie Zade. What is that? Dottie Zade. I don't know. I just been interested in her because of her name. I just been looking at her name. But you see this curve right here? Let me see something. This curve. This is a hellified curve right here, man. Coming into the U.S. border. I remember when I was leaving Fernie, I don't know why this took me 2 nights to get through, but I came around this curve, and somewhere right in here, I never slept that night, but I was going at a snail's pace, like 0.1 miles an hour through the night. I was just walking, trying to keep myself from going to sleep because I didn't want to sleep in bear country, but it took so long to get around this corner right here. And once you get up to the top of a mountain somewhere around here, that damn descent takes freaking forever getting around this corner. It takes, I mean, it's like you dropping to the bottom of the earth. And when you come around this corner, that's when you start to get into where the wall is, somewhere right around here. And then you go up Gallatin Pass, down into the U.S. border. But nevertheless, the last thing I want to say about the ladies is I'm so surprised with this girl right here, Carly Boyce. So I think she did just make it to Fernie, her and Carolyn Weisler or Whistler. I don't know if it's Weisler or Whistler, but they're going very, very slow. Race started Friday, so it's Saturday, Sunday. Excuse me. It's taking them 3 days to get to Fernie. And for me, it took me 2 days to get there, which is still terrible. Unless you get to Fernie early in the day. I got to Fernie like 6 or 7 that night in my second day. So it wasn't impressive, right? Now, I'm not beating up on Carly. The only reason I'm even focused on her is because I remember her from last year. And she ended up scratching. And I think she did, I'm not sure, but I think she did better last year. Got up to a bit of a better start. But what I'm disappointed in Carly for is this. I'm going to leave the map for a second because I'm not upgraded here. I don't have the ability to share, I think, 2 things at once. Let me show you something, man. Hold on. I hear you. Okay. This is what I'm surprised at with Carly Boyce. Is this right here. And this is her rig that she's riding. And it looks like a nice bike. I forgot what kind it actually is. I can zoom out because I'm looking at it in the rigs of. It's a titanium steel Y-Cycle Revell El Jefe. She riding 29 by 2.25 Victoria Mezcal tires. Well, the thing about it is she rode this similar setup last year. And I you know what, for somebody who's ridden the Divide, man, let me tell you something, man. Some people do ride it they ride the race, but they know they're going to do a tour, right? Let me tell you something, man. Even if you're doing a damn tour, this setup is so damn heavy for the Divide. You know, this is a touring setup, in my opinion. Like with these panniers or panniers, however you want to call them, they're so big and full. You know, that's one thing. But then, man, like she got a dry bag that'll put Santa Claus to shame. You know, this Joker is gigantic. You know, front side. You know, this part of the bike doesn't look too bad. You know. But you know, she got a world of stuff here, and I just know, man. Luckily, she got front suspension, but I know I had a rigid fork. I didn't have half as much as what she had, and I still felt like I had way too damn much. It was weighing me the hell down. And let me tell you something. I heard all them people, yeah, the Divide, the roads sort of cool. Man, no, don't listen to that, man. These roads rocky as hell. They call them the Rocky Mountains for a reason. They'll beat your butt. And I just really thought she was going to come a lot lighter. And so when I saw her coming out the gates, like I think she got like 43 miles or something the first day, I said, yeah, man, she going to have a rough time, you know. And she's having a rough time. So I'm praying for her. I'm really hoping that she does not scratch. I'm hoping that she can keep fighting, you know. I want to see her finish. Or, you know, or either just make a lot of great progress. Hell, I didn't finish myself, and it's been eating me up, and I definitely want to finish myself. But let me take it back off the women for a second and go to another group of people I want to talk about, and I ain't gonna keep you. I want to talk about where is it at? Oh, the single speed guys. Because one guy I have a vested interest in the single speed is this guy right here, Justin McKinley. He has a YouTube channel, and this guy is a Tour Divide fanatic as well. But he's a better fanatic than most of us, and he's been blessed not only with health, but with whatever resources and job flexibility to where this is his actual fourth attempt. 2 attempts he did not finish, and he finally finished last year. And like, it's crazy. Like when I was on a Divide and you're racing, you know that your dot is present, but you don't know who might be looking at or if anybody gives a damn. But I know, especially after you ride the Divide, you become so much more invested in this race, right? And like I say, it's crazy because you start looking at all the dots on a piece. You don't care who they are. You just rooting them on and hoping they get there. But this guy, I've seen his YouTube channel, saying how passionate he is about racing and things of that nature. And I'm really jealous of him in a good way that he's been able to continue to go back. And right now, to me, he's doing a respectable run, not only with the single speed, but in the race, because he's somewhere around that good mid pack right now. The leader of the single pack group is a guy named Felix Laberge. I don't know a lot about any of these people. Alex Malix is number 2 here, and you got Bailey Newbury, who I only know him because I saw him do a bike check video. They say he raced before, and I think he might have won, but he's coming to try to break the record. He's sitting in 3rd now, and I was following these top 3 single speeders, and as well as Justin McKinley. I know all of them actually made it to Fernie the first night, and like I say, they're having a hell of a showing right now. Because like I say, they all made it to the border yesterday as well, and now they're shooting, which they should get to. I don't know. They may actually make it to Lincoln tonight if that's what they're shooting for. It's already 5 o'clock. Yeah, they could make it to Lincoln tonight if they really want to. It's looking like it. Let me see. Oh, no. Felix can make it. He can definitely make it tonight. Alex, 100 miles. I think he's going to stop short. I don't think he's going to go all the way. I think he's going to stop in Orlando myself. My guy Bailey Newbury, he's at the 456 mark. Let me see something. I guess in my mind, I'm trying to see. I know it's up here somewhere. Let me zoom out. I'm trying to see exactly what Newbury is. Because I think that, yeah, that's what I'm looking for right here. Is that what I'm looking for now? What am I looking for? I'm looking for Sealy Lake. What's this? Okay, Whitefish. All right. Come down here. Echo Lake. Swan River. Swan Lake. It's supposed to be right here, shouldn't it? It's somewhere. Am I just passing it barely? Because that's where my guy Bosoni stayed at last night. And I'm frustrated because I found it so easily earlier. Is it right here? No. Man, I'm frustrated. It sticks out on the map like a sore thumb, but I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. Yep. Right. Okay. This. All right. Here it's coming up now because I remember when you coming down Richmond Peak, man. You come down. Here go the single track right here, and then you had to turn back right here down this crazy trail, and then you had to come back this way, and here goes see it like right here. So who there? Felix. Okay. So he ain't gonna stop and see the lake. So Alex could stop and see the lake if he wanted to. If I was him, I'd probably gonna push to Orlando. Newbury, he could stop and see the lake. But it's an interesting single speed race. It's anybody's race as far as I think, all the way from LaBerge, Malix, Newbury. I hate to say it, I don't think my guy McKinley got a chance in the top three. But definitely this Scott Petrie guy does. So I think it's just for right now. Anything can happen, but right now those four seem to have a stranglehold on their race. So I want to look at everybody for a second, and I want to talk to y'all about just the logistics of this. So Bosoni, this damn jackleg, in my opinion, like I said, he heading for Butte for at least for the night, and he'll make it there in good time. He passed Helena, and he should be headed towards. I don't know. He might have already passed. It's another little. It's a town right in between. Oh, they go Lava Mountain, so it's coming up. It's a town right in between. Yep, that's it. Right in between Helena and Butte, and it's called Basin. So it's a good little spot. If you find yourself in between those two cities and you need a rest, so he could stop at Basin, but that guy, he's a animal, so he's going to go right on through to Butte, but he a bad man. But what I wanted to say was Pocock, she was the last person in that top group. But after that, you got this person, which Garrett Alderman just went to the 400 Club. But after that, you really got McKinley. So he's sort of leading the mid pack, so to speak. Which what I want to say about the mid pack is, it's so honorable to even be in the mid pack, because you can wake up every day feeling like, oh, I'm a part of the race. When I was racing the Divide, and I knew that the marker had passed me where I had lost my race status and all, you never in your mind feel like you ain't racing. So I was going to keep on going as long as my bike and health held up. But it is some of your competitive spirit to sort of get killed a little bit, because, you sort of know that you ain't fighting for nothing in a way. You ain't even fighting to stay legitimate, right? But what I love about where McKinley is and where he finished last year and others is, yeah, you always want to shoot to be the best you can be, right? In anything, we all do. But in something like a massive race like the Tour Divide, man, just staying in the mix is such a massive accomplishment. So hats off to him. I would say the mid pack is like Justin is at 394 now, and you go back to, let's see. You know what? I don't want to skip that big gap right there. I don't care what the mileage is. So from Justin McKinley, let me see. Nah, there's a lot of people back there, man. You could probably go from Justin McKinley at 394. That's a 100-mile gap, though. I ain't gonna go that far. I feel comfortable going back to this Carl Penwarden guy at the 300 mark. I would say that's the mid pack. Jim to Carl, so that includes Leah Goldstein and Tanya Hacker and people like Richard Brown and others. I ain't calling out everybody's name. Daniel Krischer and Kreischer, or however you want to say it. Thomas Ramsey. All those people are in the mid pack. And so for me, Carl Penwarden is the last in the mid pack. And so the tertiary pack, so to speak, the third group, the third quarter, of the Tour Divide will probably start with Kevin Condren, who's at the 298 mark. He close to being in the mid pack. So I mean, and that's still respectable too. I remember I was racing with this girl, and I was in Wise River where my race ended. And she was like, man, Jay, we at the back of the pack. And I kept on, I'm telling you, you live in another world where you actually racing. And I was looking at the race and still didn't quite believe this, but I kept telling her, man, I don't know what you're talking about. We're in the middle of the race. Not until I scratched did I really look at the race and was like, wait a minute, she was right. We was at the back of the pack. Because you see so many people, you think you further than you are. No. So either way, we're going from Kevin Condren at the 298 mark. Let's be consistent and just go to the end of the 200s here. And it looks, not only do I go to the mileage, it almost looks right. Because see, from right here, from Kevin Condren all the way to Chris Welch, that looks like a nice enough gap to say that's the last third. Like that's the third group right there. That's the third group. That's the third batch of riders. So they ain't in the last group. So no shame to anybody out here. I'm telling you, no shame to anybody. But I would say William Ng, he would start off the head of the caboose. It would go all the way from William Ng. And I don't know if these people have scratched or what, but these people way not even on the map, so they probably scratched. So the last on the map would be this James Dean guy at mile 138. And let me see something. He's not even moving right now. What time is it? 541. Like, you don't know if he's scratched. You know what I'm saying? He could just be moving slow, but dang, like I say, this the third day. You started the race Friday, so you had all day Friday. I say you should at least get close to 100 miles on Friday, right? Friday, you got to get to at least Fernie. So 2 days, man. If you go 3 days to get to Fernie, you've been having some trouble, right? And that's today. That's the third day, you know. Friday, Saturday. You can say the second day, but in riding terms, at the end of this day, you would have had 3 whole days to get there. So that's just too long to get to Fernie. So I do think people who are that far behind, they might want to consider, hey, what am I, do I want to, unless you got endless money and stuff, you might want to think about when you're going to actually end this race. But Carly, I'm rooting for her. She's super far behind. She hit the 157 mark. She camping out in Fernie. So, like I say, my guy James Dean is pulling up the rear. Thomas Floriancic is right ahead of him. So I don't know if the Dean guys quit, but realistically, let's just assume that Thomas is in the race because he looks like he might be moving. He is the definite end of the caboose as of right now that we truly know of, unless James Dean is still active. So with my show, I just sort of want to give my opinions and thoughts on everybody. And I sort of want to give grace and love to all sections of the race because as a guy who isn't a person who's won races and I still have aspirations of doing exactly what I told you, I would love to win a race in my life. But what I would really love to do is feel like I'm part of the race. I want to get my body back healthy, get my finances up to where I can feel like I'm where Justin McKinley is, at least where I'm like in the race, So sorry about that, but yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to when I get back in. And I just wanted to show everybody some grace and love here. For everybody that's taking time out to do this race. So, with all that said, you see my phone ringing. I don't have a whole bunch to add other than I'm so happy that Megan Hakkinen is winning the race. I love that woman. Rooting for her and rooting for all the ladies out there. Alyssa Secreto, all the ladies. I think they're the true jewel of the race, Tour Divide, and I pray many more women get involved in the future. And for all my guys out there, I ain't forgot you. Keep pushing, keep believing. More importantly, one thing I learned is it may seem like hell, but you will see that you were really in the middle of heaven when you get out of there. So with all that said, it's been a good one. I'm not going to do this every day. I'm not going to step on Ibit's toes. And even my good friend Through Rider, or even I think my guy Dirty Teeth, he does a update on the Tour Divide. I'm not stepping on toes doing this every single day, but every few days I'll probably drop in and get my thoughts on what's going on this channel. But I want to thank you for joining. As of right now, wherever you got to go, wherever you got to be, remember to jump on your bikes. I love you. But as right now, me and a beautiful ladies that I have here with me in the family, we definitely want to wish you well out there and tell you all goodbye. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And I hope you if you're not subscribed to the channel, you'll subscribe and continue to see my updates. And I pray to God I get healthy and I can actually do some races and show you some things of that nature myself. But I'm going to get out of here, answer my calls that I missed, and enjoy the rest of the night. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.